So one of the things that I want to create in the coming year, I'm planning to start it in February, is some support for the 101 of navigating the world as an energetically sensitive person. So obviously I love teaching shamanism and how to talk to your guides, but at the same time the set of skills and abilities that make someone very, very able to hear spirit and talk to their guides and sense energy and, move energy, which are a wonderful set of skills, can make it hard to go to Trader Joe's on a busy day or navigate walking through an airport, or particularly tolerate human dynamics where there's some underlying tension. I know one of my least favorite flavors is if somebody is telling me one thing about how they feel and my intuition and my feeling of them is telling me something else. I get very, very unsettled in that situation. And not everybody deals with communication and connection and the energetics of the world in a really clean, clear kind of way. And so what I would love to do with this group is really work with, the details. How do you shield? How do you sort? How do you adjust the volume on how much you're perceiving? How do you navigate taking care of yourself? What are your needs? Because the truth is, energetic sensitivity can function as a disability. It can make it literally harder to function in the everyday busy world. And it has a lot of really cool gifts, and I wouldn't change it for anything, but I'm also keenly aware that there are going to be days when I'm blown out because the astrology is really intense that day, or I'm going to need more sleep than the average person, and I tend to wake up slow because there just is a lot of movement in the dream time. And as I've gotten older and more effective in navigating those things, I'm better and better about having a really successful, dynamic interface with the world and being able to, be in modern society very, very effectively, while at the same time honoring my gifts and not feeling like I need to shut myself down or change anything about who I am. And I'd really love to help break down the details of what exactly I'm doing and sort of all the knowledge and wisdom that I've accumulated, because I had a pretty tough time as a little kid. I was pretty bombarded with all of this information and energy. It's kind of a funny quirk, but if a sound goes off in my environment, if I don't know what it is, I could be 180 degrees off from what direction that sound came from. And I'm not good at associating a smell with what that thing is that I'm smelling unless it's something that's really familiar to me. It's so what I've seen about that for myself is just that, when I was a little kid, I had more streams of energy to process than the average child. I had all the thoughts and feelings and emotions and energetics, so I had all these streams of input, and it just made it harder for me to sort some of the, regular five senses that, most children are dealing with, more adeptly. And so and so I find that a lot of people with a lot of energetic sensitivity can end up with some challenges in navigating the world. And at the same time, if I had had someone teach me how to filter all of this and to understand what I was perceiving, my childhood would have been a lot easier. I figured it out as an adult, so my adulthood really rocks. I'm having a really, really good time with being who I am in the world, and that's something that I'd love to share. I'd love to help you hone your ability to be the dynamically, spiritually, energetically connected person that you are, and also really make sense of how to navigate that in mainstream culture. When you do need to go to the grocery store, what are the ways to have it not cost you so much to be energetically sensitive. So thank you so much for listening. My name is Katie Weatherup, and my website is handsoverheart.com.